Have you ever felt stuck in life, working endlessly but never truly moving forward? Welcome to Abdesamad Digital Insights, where we believe that when you transform your mind, you transform your life. I'm Abdesamad. Today, we're diving into one of the most impactful books ever written on financial intelligence and personal growth, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, by Robert Kiyosaki. But before we uncover the powerful lessons from this book, let me share a story that might resonate with you. Imagine you're 9 years old, not invited to a friend's party simply because you're labeled as poor. This exact scenario was faced by young Robert Kiyosaki. Feeling rejected, Robert asked his educated yet financially struggling father, "How do I become rich?" His father's answer was simply, "Make more money." Even as a child, Robert realized this advice wasn't enough. Determined, he turned to his friend Mike's father, who, despite lacking formal education, ran multiple successful businesses, to learn the true secrets of wealth. This friend's father, whom Robert would later call his rich dad, offered the boys an unusual deal. Work for him for a mere 10 cents an hour every Saturday. Robert and Mike eagerly accepted, expecting a quick financial education. However, the reality was tedious, dusting canned goods in a hot, dusty supermarket. After weeks of feeling exploited and frustrated, Robert was ready to quit. Surprisingly, Mike revealed their quitting was exactly what Rich Dad anticipated, turning the mundane experience into a powerful, real-world lesson. Rich Dad explained that true financial education isn't found in classrooms, but through real-life experiences. The first and most crucial lesson from Rich Dad is that the rich don't work for money. Most people exchange their time for money, becoming trapped in what's called the rat race, working endlessly, driven by fear and greed. Rich Dad taught Robert and Mike to shift their mindset from working for money to making money work for them by creating passive income streams. When Robert complained about their low pay, Rich Dad challenged them further, convincing the boys to work without pay. Initially confused, they soon discovered an opportunity, launching a small comic book library. Kids paid a small fee to read unlimited comics, quickly turning the venture profitable. Through this experience, Robert learned the power of generating passive income, allowing him to earn without direct labor. Another pivotal lesson Rich Dad imparted was the importance of financial literacy, specifically understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset puts money into your pocket, whereas a liability takes money out. Despite its simplicity, this concept is often misunderstood. Many people mistakenly view liabilities, like personal homes or luxury cars, as assets, inadvertently trapping themselves financially. Rich Dad emphasized that building genuine assets, like investments, real estate, and businesses, is fundamental to wealth creation. He urged the importance of minding your own business by investing in assets that generate consistent income rather than solely relying on a paycheck. Kiyosaki also identified common barriers to financial success: fear, cynicism, laziness, and bad habits. The fear of losing money prevents many from taking risks necessary for growth. Rich Dad taught Robert that successful people manage this fear through calculated, educated risks. Cynicism, often seen as persistent doubt, blocks individuals from recognizing opportunities. Laziness keeps people from actively pursuing financial knowledge, while bad habits, like paying oneself last, maintain financial stagnation. Rich Dad's teachings are ultimately about transformative mindset shifts, empowering individuals to take control of their financial future. He advocated working to learn rather than simply working to earn, encouraging the acquisition of diverse skills, particularly sales, marketing, and financial management, to enhance adaptability and earning potential. On a personal note, when I first encountered Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it revolutionized my understanding of wealth. Initially skeptical, I quickly grasped the critical nature of financial literacy and began investing in myself. Small steps led to significant transformations, showing me the path toward genuine financial freedom through passive income. Another powerful concept from Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the idea of minding your own business. This doesn't mean avoiding gossip, it means building your asset column and focusing on things that create income for you, not just your employer. Robert Kiyosaki explains how many people confuse their profession with their business. Just because someone is a banker or a doctor doesn't mean they're financially free. They often work for years to make other people rich, their bosses or their banks. The real path to wealth is to accumulate income-generating assets, real estate, stocks, digital content, intellectual property. These are what continue making money even when you don't clock in. Let me be honest with you. This was a massive mindset shift for me. Like many people, I was raised to believe the formula was study hard, get a good job, save money, retire. But the moment I understood the concept of minding your own business, I started building digital assets that now help me earn even while I sleep. That's the goal. And it's possible. Kiyosaki also introduces one of the most powerful secrets of the wealthy, the power of corporations. While the average person earns money, gets taxed, then spends what's left, the rich earn through a corporation, spend on their business, then get taxed on what's left. Legally, ethically, smartly. You don't need to be rich to use this system, you just need to learn about it. Now let's talk about something that affects all of us: emotions. Fear, greed, doubt. These are the real enemies. Kiyosaki says the fear of being broke makes people cling to job security. And once they get a paycheck, greed kicks in. They want a bigger car, a better house, the latest phone, and that keeps them working harder, not smarter. But here's the good news. Once you learn to manage those emotions, you become free. Free to take smart risks, free to see opportunities where others see fear. I want you to remember this. Wealth starts in the mind. If you're ready to break the cycle and step out of the rat race, then it starts by transforming how you think about money. Because, like we say here on Abdesamad Digital Insights, transform your mind, transform your life. Let's now explore one of the most crucial parts of Rich Dad, Poor Dad: the obstacles that keep financially literate people from achieving true wealth. Robert Kiyosaki identifies 4 main obstacles: fear, cynicism, laziness, and bad habits. Let's break each one down, because chances are you've faced at least one. First, fear. Nobody likes to lose money, but here's the truth. Every rich person has lost money. The difference is how they handle that fear. Poor Dad avoided risk. Rich Dad taught Robert to face it, learn from it, and grow stronger. If you let fear paralyze you, you'll never invest, never take a chance, never create freedom. I remember the first time I invested in myself, in a course I couldn't afford at the time. My hands were literally shaking when I hit pay now. But that decision led me to the skills I use today to build content, launch offers, and help others grow. Fear was my signal to move, not stop. Second, cynicism. That voice in your head saying it won't work, or worse, the people around you saying it's too risky. Cynics criticize, but winners, they analyze. While others are busy doubting, successful people are studying, strategizing, and taking calculated steps forward. Robert shares how a friend missed out on a life-changing property deal just because a neighbor, who wasn't even an investor, said it was a bad idea. That's the cost of listening to the wrong voice. Third, laziness. It's not the I sit on the couch all day kind of laziness. It's avoiding important things like budgeting, like planning, like tracking expenses. Rich Dad said, when people say I can't afford it, that's mental laziness. Instead, train your mind to ask, how can I afford it? That one question sparks creativity and unlocks solutions. Fourth, bad habits. Here's one. Poor Dad paid everyone else first and himself last. He rarely had anything left to invest. Rich Dad, he paid himself first, even when it was hard. That one habit forced him to get creative about earning more to cover his bills. This changed everything for me. Once I started saving and investing before spending on once, my whole financial situation shifted. It wasn't about how much I made, it was about how I managed what I made. So how can you apply all of this starting today? Start building your asset column. Don't wait until you have a lot of money. Start with what you have. Learn financial literacy, read books, take courses, follow creators who teach practical money wisdom. Face your fears and take action. Don't let fear make decisions for you. Pay yourself first, even if it's a small amount. The habit matters more than the amount. Surround yourself with right people. People who believe in growing, not just surviving. Let me wrap this up with personal thought. Rich Dad, Poor Dad didn't just change how I saw money, it changed how I saw my life. It showed me that wealth isn't luck, it's mindset. And if you're you're willing to change your thoughts, your beliefs, and your habits, you can change your financial destiny. So here's my challenge to you. What is one asset you will start building this week? What fear are you ready to face and move through? Let me know in comments. I want this to be more than a video. I want this Venha conversation, a movement, a mindset shift. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message. Because here on Abdessamad Digital Insights, we're building a community that believes see and one thing: transform your mind, transform your life. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.